used to really struggle with anxiety a lot, and I didn't really have any support. So today I want to share my journey and how I healed that anxiousness, and yeah, how life has been on the other side. Welcome back, babies. My name's Ryalyn, and let's begin. That rhymes actually. So, disclaimer. All of this still applies if you have a therapist, and I do hope you have one, a good one, because I really think it can make a big difference. But we'll get into that point later on. So, yes. Okay. So, I honestly don't really know when my anxiety developed. But I do know that when I was younger, I used to always say that I blossom at parties. And I think a big part of that was the alcohol making me more loose and everything. So that was maybe a giveaway. And I think it got really bad when I changed schools and I went to high school. Before high school, I was in a very alternative school, and I had maybe 5 people in my class, and it was like alternative. But then I exchanged schools, and like the whole social ecosystem was completely different. And I didn't know how to navigate it at all. The groups, the classes were much bigger, much bigger. And I felt really lost and scared. And so I tried to fit in and to cover up my vulnerabilities. During school, my heart would always explode in the morning when getting into the bus. My heart would race when I would walk down the halls. And it would race so much during class, especially when I held up my hand. I would die of shame. I would get so red. Because, like, again, everyone's seeing your vulnerabilities. It's being, like, plainly written in my face. I hated that. So then slowly I kind of developed a routine, this safety net, so to speak, grounding practices like yoga, meditation, deep breathing, vocal stimming, vocal toning is what I meant. Vocal stimming also though. And I would be really strict with myself, to the point where these routines, while they were good for me, they felt like punishment a little bit. And then school stopped. So like my outer routine, my outer safety net, my outer structure completely fell away. And I fell down a deep well. I fell down a deep well. I would do the routines to the point of not being helpful, but being caging. I felt like if I don't do this, then I will die. And in that liminal, free-falling, floating space, I decided to take a big leap. And I booked a flight to Thailand and a return flight for a 3-month solo backpacking trip. I'm gonna get an apartment in Bangkok and just watch Haikyuu and order food in for 3 months. That was literally my plan. If I hated it. And the solo travel was really scary. And my biggest fear was kind of coming back worse, because I heard all these messages that, like, yeah, you're supposed to push yourself, but don't push yourself too much. And I definitely pushed myself too much. My nervous system could not handle a lot of the situations. I went through some traumatic stuff. For example, on my first actual day in Thailand, someone tried to rape me in the countryside, so that was fun. I thought I was breakable. A collage inside a strange country by someone who never travels. Watching TV, thousands of kilometers from my couch, too soft in all the wrong places. When I was running in that cornfield maze, when I bite a bad apple and think of home so hard I see stars. Everything I had going for me, except for my talent hiding without anyone playing seek. I wouldn't call it regret, and I don't call anyone from far away when I feel okay. And that everything smells a little like piss, and that I've been sick for days all alone in this airy mosquito tent. I sleep just as little, maybe even less. But the rain on the rundown roof, the lush mountains coming in for a hug, the sun above them, warm, mild, and way bigger. And every 3 days something brand new. A fresh breath, a smile, the way I bow. The spongy cupcakes that dissolve into sugar on touch. Wonder, will I come back? With a splotchy tan and completely contorted? But I'm really glad that I didn't let that fear of breaking stop me. Because I didn't break. Even when I went to the 7th circle of hell and back. I didn't break. I grew through it. And I don't think pain is the only way you can grow. But I do think it's important to put yourself in situations that you're really afraid of. That you really feel like you can't handle. I mean, obviously take this with a grain of salt. You know yourself best. But I think just realize how strong you are. You're so capable. You're infinite. You have a strong soul and you can get through this. Car, it stopped my flow. And you're always protected, even if it doesn't feel that way sometimes. And this earth belongs to you too. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. But be careful, take care of yourself, of course. Of course. Of course. That goes without saying. Okay, so my next bullet point is self-talk. The way I talk to myself is not always the best, I'll be honest. But I try to be really conscious of it, especially during times of hardship, especially when big emotions came up. I always try to be really just gentle and kind to myself and loving. Can I think of anything? I know how to make myself feel safe and loved. I'm always here for you. Of course you are feeling XYZ. You are good. This is painful and it's not going to kill you. I trust that I can handle this. Compassionate self-talk, it was so helpful during really bad times, during really tough times. Because in Buddhism, I think it's called the concept of the double arrow. Like you're already feeling, in the simplest terms, you're already feeling very shitty. You got one arrow. And then you make yourself feel shitty for feeling shitty. Or you're like, I shouldn't feel shitty. So that's the next one, and then you die. That's the concept, loosely. The way I remember it. Don't quote me on that though. Okay, my last point, and I really want to hammer this in, y'all. Connection. Connection is so, so important. I think it's unnatural to always self-regulate. To always... Yeah, it's not how our nervous system was wired. That's not how humans work. And it's okay, you can do it for a short while, like I said. Doing something scary and hard that makes you grow. Even if it's not the best in the moment. But really, try to connect with people. Try to connect with animals. Try to connect with plants if you don't have any animals, any people you can talk to. Even like smiling brightly and sincerely at the cashier. Or something like that. Like it really helps. And when people were kind to me during these really tough times, that gave me so much strength. And I think we can all be that motor that keeps us going for everyone and to each other. And you have this infinite well of love inside you So nurture it. Be kind to yourself, love others. It's like, I know this is really basic stuff, but I truly believe that like your nervous system loves connection. Loves it. Loves it. I promise. And then coming back home from my trip, it turned out to be 8 months. It wasn't 3 months at all. I really saw and really, well, I didn't see it. I felt all the ways. I had changed so much during this time. And now, like, I just feel, a lot of the times I feel so present and I can feel everything. And it's like almost orgasmic just being in nature, for example, because like, I feel so nice. I'm actually in my body. I cultivated so much peace within myself. And I'm like really grateful to be alive. And sometimes I can't sleep because I'm so grateful and I don't know where to put it. Like I still feel anxious from time to time, of course. And I still get nervous before I have to teach a dance class or a yoga class, for example. And my heart still races sometimes and I get scared of conflict and I get tongue-tied in group situations and really quiet. And all that, that's okay. Like, I can hold myself through this and I know I'll grow, but in time. And I just, like, if you're really going through it right now, like, literally, I have so much empathy for you. I have so much love for you in my heart. And I truly, truly, truly wish you the best. Like, you're not behind because you haven't healed your anxiety yet or anything. You're not behind. You're like, you're right where you need to be. And it's gonna get better. It's gonna get even better than you can imagine. It's truly what I believe and what I hope for you. Yes. Also little shout outs. Shout out to Vipassana meditation. Shout out to EFT, the whole tapping thing. Helped me so much. Shout out to affirmations. Shout out to subliminals. Shout out to, did I already say meditation? Shout out to yoga. Shout out to dance. Shout out to somatic shaking. Shout out to journaling. Shout out to nature, definitely. Deep breathing. Shout out to singing. Shout out to laughing. Shout out to smiling. I think that's all my shout outs. Yes, like everyone knows it. Be kind to yourself. Have friends. But I truly think that sometimes you need to hear it again and again and again, because during different stages it penetrates different levels. And I hope you could get a little deeper with this video. I hope that you feel more hope for the future. I hope that you feel seen, maybe. I love you. Don't forget that you are inherently worthy and inherently good. I'm Raya Lynn. Bye-bye.